Waco from Revolution here with Oliver Epstein, the owner of Chrono Swiss. How are you, sir?
Good, and how are you? Good having you here.
Thank you very much. It's been full on for us, but we are excited to be here with you because I just love what you've been doing with the brand, especially now that you've injected all this excitement and color and avant-gardist design while still retaining like the core codes of Chrono Swiss. So walk us through the new watches. Maybe we can start with the watch that I saw in a rendering when I came to visit you
just a couple of weeks back,
and has now become a reality. And also, please, big respect to your guy Mike, who is your product director, I believe, who is really skilled. He's a great designer, really smart technical guy as well, and he's into really great heavy metal. So, Mike, if you're watching this, dude. Okay.
Let's start. I'm sure he will be watching it.
Oh, yeah, good.
Good. The one you saw last time as a rendering is the so-called Moonwatch Jupiter.
Okay.
And the special thing about this one is that the dial is laser cut.
Okay.
It's a part of the Jupiter we rendered, then it's laser cut.
Right. So you rendered an entire planet, basically.
Part of it.
Right.
Part of it.
And then you laser cut.
Then we laser cut it exactly the same. Then we polished it, and then in order to keep on with the valleys and the mountains, you know, we had it printed with a PVD color, but with a 3D printer, so you can keep the levels.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
So when you go into the depth, you really see how there's a structure.
Yes.
Which is beautiful.
And what's the indication that we see at 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock is you have the moon with the night, with the stars, and then you have the date.
That's right. So you have like a sapphire date around like a three-dimensional moon indicator. Is that correct?
Exactly. It's an ERT2. The dial.
Yes.
Is around, and then you see also these little beer balls.
Yes.
Which is out of steel. So they are real small steel bulbs that we have put inside.
And that's decorative?
No, decorative, it tells you the date.
Okay, so each one of them is
a date. So
okay.
22nd, going to 24th, you have the 23rd.
I'm sorry, my eyesight is so bad now that I'm really old.
You want my glasses?
I knew maybe a loop. So I see what you're saying. So it's every alternate date is these tiny steel balls,
yes,
right?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Very cool, very beautiful.
Oh,
dude, I love that.
Nicely done.
Wait, hang on a second. How did you get the lume on the sapphire? That's really cool.
Well, these are blocks made out of the superluminova.
Yes, like the little ceramic blocks made out of the superluminova.
Complete ceramic blocks.
Yes.
So there's a lot of power in terms of the light that they can load.
Yes.
And then it's placed in the ERT2 power ring.
I love it. Really cool.
So there's a lot of details. I think we counted about 80 pieces only for the dial that have been put together from our watchmakers.
That's awesome, Oliver. Thank you.
Then we move on to the moon phase, so-called Moonwalk. Moonwalk, because you see there's a gear shade plate here.
Yeah, but I love that gear shade though, because it's kind of like this twisted gear shade, right?
Exactly. And you remember why it's called Moonwalk?
Tell me.
Because it looks like the footprint of Michael Jackson walking on the moon.
I love that. And I love how you've incorporated the luminova into the stars, into obviously the indications for the hour and the minutes and the seconds, obviously, and into the. Am I correct that even the date is luminous?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's crazy. I love that, and even the date indicator is luminous. That's a cool watch, man.
A lot of details. That's what it is all about.
Oliver, can I ask you the price of these watches?
$16,000.
Okay. 16,000 $16,000. Reasonable. It's cool. Right.
Limited to 50 pieces.
All sold out?
More or less. There was one guy, he said, well, it looks like 50,000. Talking about the details. No, but we put a lot of emphasis on the dials because I think this is what's the face of the watch.
Yes. I love that, dude.
That's your favorite one?
Yeah,
Purple
I love
Haze?
that. I'm gonna even, you know what, I'm even gonna put it on my wrist. I like that watch so much.
Completely PVD coated.
Stunning though. And I think
it's not too loud. It's a nice purple color.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
It's the open gear. So here again you see the open movement. And this part, it just, yeah.
What diameter is that?
A 42.
It's really good on the wrist, actually.
And also here you have the
So I like this. You know, it's funny because I look at it and I know immediately it's a Chrono Swiss. I see the fluted case band, I see the lugs, I see the onion crown, I see the guilloche, but at the same time it's been executed in such a fresh and contemporary color. And I love, obviously, the second indicator, that's open work. Like, tell me about this. Because
most of these watches now have the dial becomes part of the movement.
Yes.
So that's why open gear.
Yes.
And makes it more difficult to create the dial, actually, because you need much more preciseness to do so.
But tell me about Oliver. I know this is really important to you, that you made like a really strong design evolution to Gerd Lang's original iconography. And this, you really brought a sense of freshness and modernity to Chrono Swiss. And I think this is why people are responding to it so strongly. Would you agree? And how did you do it?
I think it's important to keep always the red line, you know. And it was a long way to go, because suddenly you're sitting on the top position and you can do everything you want.
Right.
But then sometimes things come out a bit crazy, so you need to go back and forward.
Right.
Being very careful, but also trying out and risk sometimes the colors. So the colors we started, you remember, with the electrifying blue.
Yes.
And then we had a huge impact on people asking for Chrono Swiss, why blue, and I think the combination today, modern mechanical,
Yes.
using old techniques, old DNA,
Yes.
and combining it with new materials, new patterns, new combinations, that's what
really
we're doing.
appealing,
That's,
right, yeah.
That's what makes it interesting.
Cool. So tell me about the wrist watch I just put on my wrist.
It is the straight guilloche electrifying blue. Here we use a straight machine guilloche.
Yeah.
So when you turn the hand, you will see that the reflection is quite strong. It's a resec, 30 seconds, 44 millimeter, 100 meter water resistant, and it's a blue PVD coating with a blue hornback strap, which I also like very much, because I think these straps are just different than anything else I know of. Of course, the back is the same blue rotor as the colors in front, so it always goes.
You can get a cool 30-second retrograde indicator here.
And I think also these, for me, a watch always needs to be nicely readable.
Yeah.
And I think Super Luminova also helps here quite a lot.
Brilliant. Nice. And we've got two tourbillons.
Yeah, let's start with Sunset.
No, three tourbillons, excuse me.
Sunset tourbillon. We had the blue tourbillon last year, if you remember, and
I do.
we had a lot of requests, so we came up with 3 new colors. Sunset, because of the color, and it's the combination of this deep blue, PVD coated, with orange guilloche.
Stunning.
Also comes with a croco strap.
That's cool. It's a lot of skeletonization that went into that. And what's this colorway?
That's the blue. The blue electrifying.
And one more.
Sorry, this is the blue. This is the Paraiba.
So we've got blue over here, and then we're going to go from blue, we're going to go to Paraiba, which is right here. Very nice.
Paraiba tourbillon.
Lovely. Thank you, Oliver. Great
Thank
stuff.
you, Wei.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
Fantastic.